How dare these people say the Pledge of Allegiance?
PhD, cancer biology scientist.
PhD, cancer biologist.
But my family is already well aware that I am not a keep the peace girly.
In this video, we have some crazy clips showing the spiritual warfare going on between conservatives and liberals. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. You might be wondering, Angela, what spiritual warfare? Well, maybe we can look at something like this. They put up a Satan statue in front of the New Hampshire State Capitol building. It was dismembered within 48 hours. They put it up again. It was beheaded within 48 hours. So that is exactly what I am talking about. And let's see this woman who is super triggered by the fact that these people are saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and they're in America, so I don't really see how it's out of place, you know?
I was in this restaurant minding my business, and all the white people stood up and did this shit.
This is so bizarre. I mean, she is literally trying to make it seem like this was so uncomfortable for her or something. And I don't understand why she didn't participate, but even if she didn't want to participate, that's okay. I mean, they're at a restaurant, but for her to be like, "Oh, this is just so cringe." It's like, what's wrong with them saying the Pledge of Allegiance? So one guy says, it's disturbing how unabashedly they hate this country. And Libs of TikTok said, yeah. And Molly says, it's called patriotism. And I guess nowadays it's not cool to be a patriot. It's so much cooler to brag about communism and how you love it, but then you just stay in this country and you don't have to deal with any of the negative effects like poverty. So a very big topic recently has been the H-1B visa program. I wonder what you guys would think about this, because I mean, a lot of you guys don't like Disney, or you don't support Disney because they have been one of the major pushers of like LGBTQ and wokeness on children. And so a lot of people hate Disney nowadays, especially with what they have done to Snow White. But here is this guy who is clearly upset, and it's a problem that a lot of people can relate to.
I walked into a small conference room with about 24 highly respected fellow IT workers. The Disney executive made a harsh announcement to us all. All of you in this room will be losing your jobs in the next 90 days. Your jobs have been given over to a foreign workforce. In the meantime, you will be training your replacements until your jobs are 100% transferred over to them. And if you do not cooperate, you will not receive any severance pay. I was completely silent during this meeting, thinking how this was going to affect my coworkers. How was I going to break news to my family and pay all of our expenses? I would soon be living on unemployment.
I mean, he doesn't look like the type of guy that the fake, which rhymes with cake, was describing when he said that Americans are not motivated. I mean, that guy seems like he loved his job and was devastated by what had happened. And so this person says the program definitely needs reform. Here we have one comment saying that the H-1B visa program was supposed to fill gaps and not displace skilled workers. Man, why does stuff like this exist? The face and like the emotion that she has saying my fetus dancing right before this, I mean, it gives me just such a terrible feeling. Oh, honestly, it makes me feel like throwing up. That's horrible. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development reports that homelessness is up 18% this year. California, of course, is number one. And then they're like, hey, why don't we just come to a town near you? Californians coming to a town near you, because they ruin their cities with their laws, and then they immigrate and want to take it everywhere else. And that's just so annoying. I mean, this is honestly what Denver, Colorado is looking like too. But I mean, I don't know. I think some people say that homeless people come to cities that have strong winters because there is more help for them here. It's just crazy living out in the cold like that. I mean, people literally don't survive sometimes. And so it's good that they help them. It's also just complicated because then some people stay homeless because they know that they're going to get help from everybody else. So here's a really funny meme that says president portraits. You have Obama, I don't know, just looking off to the side, Donald Trump looking happy, and then Joe Biden just has a bunch of people. He's he's not even in the picture. Is this him in the back? I think that's him in the very, very back standing next to like Kamala. Who really is running our country? Nobody knows. So this is a Jubilee video. It's a full YouTube video where they have people rank themselves on who they think has the highest IQ. And then after they rank themselves, they go back and they rearrange them on who actually had the highest IQ. And the results were so hilarious because they thought that this guy in the Marines was just going to be so uneducated. Meanwhile, these people who have, I don't know, like 6 PhDs, they study biology and stuff, they thought that they would be the smartest, and actually she ranked a lot lower than they were expecting. So here's a clip from that.
I'm 21, I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in a biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Wow, so she made her way through all of these universities. She spent years studying, and you would think that she would be the smartest person, right? So this before IQ test.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
She rated herself as number 2.
2, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology scientist.
No, she didn't. PhD, cancer biologist.
I work in a biotech company.
I work in them. I mean, it's no big deal. I'm just super smart.
We make COVID-19 testing kits.
Oh. I make COVID-19 testing kits. Like, what?
Stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background.
Oh, I just feel the cringe for her. Oh.
I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself.
Bro, she put Tyler at last because of the way he carries himself. It's nothing compared to the way I PhD, marine biologist, or whatever she said.
He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views. So number 1 is
taking in other people's point of views. Mine.
Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 would be
the smile as she moves down the line. I don't think she's carrying herself very well anymore.
Tyler, and number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean, and number 6 is Maria.
The way she looked at the producer, she's like, wait, is this a prank? The smile is gone. As she went chair by chair, the smile went from like Joker status to just like slowly going completely down. And now she's like so angry. Bro, they put Tyler in last place.
I'm 21.
So, I mean, she went to the end, but she was in last place. Did she finish? She finished in last place. No. So I find this really relevant. Are arrogant people less intelligent? Those who are highly intelligent tend to know when they aren't, which is why overconfidence tends to correlate with lower intelligence and higher earnings. These findings suggest that humble people tend to be smarter than those who think highly of themselves. So January 20th is quickly approaching, and a lot of people are saying that Trump is going to be deporting 4% of the entire population. Apparently, he deported 1.5 million people in his first term, and he plans to deport 1 million people in his second term. I don't know, something like that, but the numbers are going to be big. Some people even saying that, oh, Trump plans on deporting 20 million people. And I mean, that kind of correlates with the amount of illegals that came under Biden's administration. So what I found so strange is there have been people protesting in Mexico trying to make it past the border before Inauguration Day and acting like it is their right to be able to come into the US. So that just shows, I mean, how they know. Maybe this is a video of them protesting or trying to get in before the inauguration.
Jesus.
I mean, this video was posted by End Wokeness on December 27th, so it might be people trying to get in before Trump takes office, only for them to get deported, I guess. And a lot of people have been criticizing Trump's deportation plan because they say that it is going to be way too expensive and it's just not possible. And then there's all of these officials being like, oh, we're not going to comply and stuff. And we have Tom Homan replying like, hey, we're going to do it, like either help or get out of the way, pretty much. And so it's going to happen. And I just don't understand how people think that it's more expensive to send them back than it would be to keep them. I saw one person commented that they should tell them that they're going to reward them $50,000 and that they'll only get it when they go back to their country, because apparently it costs, I don't know, like a lot of money to send one person back.
This Thanksgiving, I am personally giving thanks that my family is already well aware that I am not a keep the peace girly, and that if they say anything remotely racist, misogynistic, transphobic, or otherwise inflammatory and gross, I will be starting some shit and
It's funny how they have all of their insults like in queue, ready to go. Like, if you ask them about like policies or something, they're like, women's rights, you know? But when you ask them, oh, what are some insults that you have towards the MAGA people, they go like this.
And that if they say anything remotely racist, misogynistic, transphobic, or otherwise inflammatory and gross, I will be starting remotely
Racist, homophobic, territorial, and gross.
Racist, misogynistic, transphobic, or otherwise inflammatory and gross.
Like, girl, she has had that so ingrained into her head. It's like a song at this point to her. It's like she is reciting the lyrics, the racist, the homophobic, the
Misogynistic, transphobic, or otherwise inflammatory and gross. I will be starting some shit and
Okay. You're so scary. You're so scary.
finishing some shit. What are you grateful for today?
Oh, that's so creepy. Why do like these like liberal women tend to do this thing where they go on like this really angry tangent and then they pretend to be happy right afterwards? They're like, all of these MAGA people are just really the worst people in the world and I hate them with all my heart and I would do something so horrible to them. And so how are you guys doing today? Isn't it just so sunny out? And it's like, what is going on up here? It's like there's like a malfunction. There's like wires and there's a spark and it's zzz, and it's just something is not connecting. Because how do you go from to stop it? Get some help. Please make sure that you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.